An advocacy program should not be a mere trend that easy comes and easy goes. That is why there are specialized monitoring and evaluation mechanisms to identify if the advocacy program has met its objectives and has yielded tangible results, because an advocacy program should transform and sustain their advocacies, lasting forever for a longer and impactful change in a community. I will present to you the SAVOR framework, which is developed for vaccination drive based advocacy programs. This is developed by yours truly and is grounded by social mobilization theories. The developed framework is named SAVOR, which stands for S, stakeholder engagement and participation, A, for advocacy and awareness measurement, V, for vaccination coverage monitoring, E, for educational outcomes assessment, and R, for results based evaluation of outcomes and sustainability. This framework is particularly designed for vaccination drives under health based advocacy programs, since my personal advocacy is rooted in health interventions to mitigate undesirable outcomes that occur due to unvaccination against fatal diseases, which includes polio, COVID-19, tetanus, rabies. This is why vaccination is a topmost concern for public health success. Think of being infected by a zombie or becoming a vampire if you are not vaccinated against infection. For a lighter tone note. Anyway, now let's delve deeper into each pillar of the SAVOR. S for stakeholder engagement and participation. Participatory communication and empowerment emphasize that meaningful engagement of stakeholders, which includes the LGUs, community volunteers, and health professionals, is foundational for advocacy success. This pillar is grounded in local contextualization and community participation. The Community Mobilization Framework, or the CMF, theorized that local leaders who have naturally organic relationships with their communities, which means they can directly connect with institutions, namely the social workers, schools, establishments, and families. In a finding by Person and Cotton, they established the key idea that the success of community mobilizations rely heavily on local leaders for coordination, reinforcement, and sustained community engagement. A for advocacy and awareness measurement. Advocacy impact frameworks. Measuring shifts in awareness, policy changes, and resource mobilization. This pillar is rooted in empowering the grassroots communities who will effect change sustainably through practice and cultural shifts. Measuring awareness is important in identifying mobilization challenges, such as the stigma against programs, especially in remote areas where exposure to media and government resources and benefits are limited. V for vaccination coverage monitoring. The World Health Organization emphasized that vaccination is a core intervention to achieve herd immunity against diseases. Herd immunity theory refers to the determinant if a critical proportion of a population has already been vaccinated and immunized against contagious diseases. This will lead to a significant drop in transmission to further protect those who are unvaccinated. Vaccination coverage monitoring is needed to assess data of whether the implementation has reached the threshold. This is to determine and identify if there should be an additional need to execute more resource mobilization strategies through community engagement, or should there be additional funding to employ more volunteers to conduct the vaccination drives across different areas? Is it the language that should be improved? Or rather, should there be a creation of more lecture activity programs in every barangay? Or should there be a mobilization of peer groups that can influence people in the communities to participate in the vaccination drive programs? Especially since I've read that most of the people in the community who do not participate in vaccination programs are afraid of what the vaccine would do to their bodies or to their pets. So that stigma should be eliminated. E for educational outcomes assessment. So we will still delve into the stigma part of the fear-based assessment on why some people in the community do not participate in the programs. There should be education so that the advocacy will be sustained, the momentum will be kept on going. There, since community-based leaders can help in nurturing a culture of accountability and lasting ownership. This pillar is grounded in the health belief model, which highlights the importance of increasing perceived severity and benefits of preventive actions. Since they're already educated about the outcomes from the inputs, which is the vaccines, they should complete the vaccination dosage if ever they are infected, and they should get the anti-rabies vaccine to further protect themselves. R for results-based evaluation of outcomes and sustainability. This pillar is founded on the principle of ensuring that advocacy programs are not only collecting data about the activities, but also collecting data to identify the tangible changes that occurred during the execution of the program. Based on the results-based management framework, this pillar will determine how outputs contributed to real outcomes and impacts based on quantitative and qualitative data. Since the resources gathered and mobilized should be put into good use, it should be executed efficiently, since a lot of people have exerted their efforts, have invested into this program. So results should show, and the results should sustain this advocacy in the community. I believe that this framework will work for vaccination drive-based advocacies because it promotes multi-level stakeholder engagement, it tracks concrete behavior changes and behavioral shifts, and community norms towards responsibility and accountability. This framework also monitors mechanisms for sustainability even beyond program implementation. Thank you again for engaging with me in this discussion. I'll see you again for another insightful talk about social matters. Once again, this is Mel, your questing scholar. Goodbye!